When we speak of value addition in agriculture, it is very hard for to think of Tooke. So here at Ginger Showgrounds, we have come and we want to share some information with Tooke. They are going to be taking you through how they can come up with all these beautiful products. We are going to meet some of the people that work with the Tooke to tell us some of the products that they make from matoke. Uganda, and most especially the western side, we realized that we have a lot of matoke. And in the years ago, we used to see it as a wastage. But right now at Ginger Showgrounds, we have made Tooke. Tooke is one of the companies that has come up with the best value addition for our products in agriculture. We are going to first take you through their gardens. Later, they are going to show you some of the products that they get from matoke. Keep on Rest TV, don't leave, we are coming back.
Yes, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm called Kanyes Jadad. I'm from the Banana Industrial Research and Enrollment Center, the formerly called the Presidential Initiative on Banana Industrial Development. I'm going to take you through a small overview of the first stage of the Tooke value chain. The Tooke has so many levels of values. And for this case, we are going to go through how to produce that banana. Yes, true, the factory needs the banana, but how do we sustainably produce those bananas? And step by step, we shall really understand how to grow that banana and optimize that yield from the same banana. And the first stage is site selection. The places that we choose for the bananas are supposed to have those deep soils. But now the question would be that I already have the land and it's what I have, so can I use it? But the truth is, yes. This site where we are was a graded ground, but we dug pits and introduced the same conditions that we would want the bananas to have. So let's start. First things first. What's the proper spacing of the bananas? Research has proven that spacing of 10 feet by 10 feet or 3 meters by 3 meters, which is from this plant to this plant, the way you're seeing it, is sufficient enough for the bananas to feed. So having had this 10 feet, 10 feet, and 10 feet, we have the holes that are dug, which are supposed to be sufficient. So the hole size should be 3 feet width. I mean 3 from there to here. That means that 10 feet is from the center of the hole, another center of the hole, and the 3 feet for the hole is supposed to be the width. And we do 2 feet deep. The reason we do 2 feet deep and not 3, not 5, is because the feeding zone of the roots is sufficient in the 2 roots. Maximum feeding zone. That means the farmer who digs deeper has actually gone to the subsoil and will cause negative tropism. Instead of the geotropism, the roots will be forced to come up because of the hardiness of the subsoil. After digging our pits, we are supposed to now look for the manure. Any manure works better. People in Ginger here where we are have been complaining they don't have cow manure, they don't have goat manure, but they have bagash, which is actually from the sugar cane, and it is the crop they are growing the most. So we are like, manure is manure. The reason we add manure in a hole before planting is to provide the sufficient moisture, water, in that hole, and proper aeration to make sure that air goes up to the base of the hole. That means we don't only add this manure to provide nutrients. No, it also gives us the conducive environment for aeration and water retention. We mix it in the soil that we dig from the hole, and most probably the topsoil. So the topsoil is mixed and then backfilled in the hole. The qualifier for the manure is the level of decomposition. That manure is supposed to be fully decomposed. If it is not fully decomposed, it will burn the sucker. So you will not have the yields that you anticipated. So that's a very key point to note. The manure is supposed to be fully decomposed. So we have challenges of people who get cow dung right away from the kraal to the garden. That manure is fresh even when it has been trampled on by the cows. It looks like soil, but it is not decomposed. Remember, conditions for decomposition must have water. If it's been a dry season, cows have trampled in the manure, it looks like soil of gasingo. But literally it is fresh. So you have to get it together, heap it, add water, sometimes add ash to catalyze the speed of decomposition. Get it when it is fully decomposed. Now after getting the manure and it is fully decomposed like this, I don't know whether you can capture this with the camera. Let me give you a closer peek of this dark, black, nice, fully decomposed manure. Then what else happens is sucker selection. The suckers that we choose, you see this, it has the comb, hips. So this is actually a sign that the plantation where it came from is taken good care of. That's one. And two, it should have a bigger base as a food store. For when it starts sprouting, it eats on this. That means the bigger the comb, if I were talking to the Gen Zs, I would say the bigger the nyash. So this is the storage of value. And the value we are talking about here is actually the food for the plant. We get this sucker and press it in the hole at an angle. This plantation is already established, and bury it. When I say bury, I mean cover it free. Do not leave it uncovered. At least make sure soil covers it for like 7 inches. And the reason we cover it is because we do not want this shoot here to get out, to be hit by the sun before the roots emerge. The moment the roots are not there and this shoot starts bringing leaves, we face what we call evaporation of water. So it makes this shrink because it has lost its nutrients to the atmosphere through water. So we make sure it first gets the roots, then it emerges out. The shoot emerges out. That's two. Then after that, we go to what they call management. Whenever this comes out of the ground, like a month after, it starts bringing the suckers, the young ones. We kill all and leave one because it can bring like 10. We kill the rest and retain one preferred sucker. You come closer here and I show you something. This is what we planted. By the way, this garden is 1 year old. It was planted last year, same time. And we have already eaten the bunches here. So this is the mother plant. This is the daughter. And this is the granddaughter. Now this one wants to ask me why not fathers. But fathers don't produce. So we are producing through the mothers and the daughters and the granddaughters. When this mother has produced a daughter here, it should not produce again. Because the moment it produces again, it translocates nutrients meant for the bunch to the young one. And so we are losing the bunch that we have been working for. When this daughter produces the granddaughter, it means the daughter is the mother now. It stops producing. Whatever it produces, we uproot. We desucker. So we let the granddaughter produce another one. How is the sequence? The mother, the daughter, and the granddaughter. As simple as that. So they are 3. If you are a good farmer, you can have the granddaughter produce a granddaughter before the grandmother goes. That means you are a good farmer. Average farmers will get 3. Super farmers will have 4. And that will ensure that you harvest more than 2 bunches per stool per annum. I think you're getting that right. Now someone asks me that if I want to have many bunches, wouldn't I have like 3 plants growing together at the same time? True, those plants will grow and you'll harvest. But you risk having the suckers growing from down. That means at one day you'll harvest 2 or 3 bunches from one stool, and you'll have no any other harvest in the next 1 year. So it is supposed to be a succession. This one is tired, you harvest it, you wait for this one. This one is giving you have already transferred your interests to another one. I think you now get to know why we must produce the young ones. Continuity of the generation. We don't put manure to the soil the other side. That's why you see our manure is 2 feet away. You see this is 1, 2, and it is 2 feet away. Our manure starts away from the plant. And the purpose is we don't want to divert the roots from going away to going back to the plant. Then I think if you are observant here, you are seeing that our mulch is not going up to the plant. It is stopping 2 feet away. And the reason is that we have a challenge of a banana weevil. The Baganda call it kayovu. That kayovu will eat up the comb because the comb is sweet. It has high levels of potassium, and so it is highly preferred by that pest, the weevil. So what do? We make sure that we do not create a conducive environment for that weevil to lay the eggs. So we remove everything, make the whole place hostile. Me, when I'm teaching farmers, I always tell them to make it as clean as a swept compound. So you always make sure that you sweep every trash. As I can locally say, do not allow bisandi any trashes to be there. They are there, they will create a conducive environment for those eggs to hatch. So don't do it. Then 2, always make sure that this ground here is soft near the plant. Because whenever these leaves collect water, there is some history that this generation may not know because they have found the water in the tap. But do you know our grandparents used to collect water right from the stem of the banana to the pot? So this stem collects a lot of water. This water comes to the base of the plant. If you did not make sure that you create this basin, it means water runs away. When water runs away and it adds together from different stools, it causes what we call surface seepage. And surface seepage makes us lose the important nutrients that we have added through the manure and fertilizers. So we are supposed to make it soft and make it deep a bit, deeper than the sides, so that there is a basinary depression and the water is conserved within. Yes. Then we have a very big challenge of banana bacterial wilt disease. The only way of preventing it is to make sure that you don't cut any fresh part of the banana. That's why you see we only cut up to here, this. The moment you go for this, it means you are getting sap, exudate. The moment you get this sap, you go and cut on another plant. If this was sick, it means where you take it, it will be sick. Same as HIV in humans. Infected, got another wounded, non-infected, so this is the same for this plant here. So to prevent banana bacterial wilt disease, we limit activities in the garden if we have infected plants to avoid damages that can arise to exchange of the exudate, call it sap, from one plant to another. The other things are basic. I know people will tell you to use jig, but you only use jig when you have infected the plant. So that is as simple as that. Then to get a bigger bunch with nice fingers, the one qualifier is harvest the male buds on time. Like when the bunch is finished putting, remove the male bud. I'm trying to see where I can see the male bud. I'm going to get it. The male bird eats 30 to 40% of the total food that the banana makes. So male bird is empumumpu omukankana. You don't remove that small part of the plant that you see. The size of the bunch will go. In Olinyankoye, we call that okuzinza. Nga chikonye, chikona, just because of failing to remove that male bird. This is like cooking food, and you either don't put salt or you put too much salt. It is something small to do, but it costs a lot. Yes. So when we are done with that, we have put manure. Most of the manures that we are adding do not have sufficient balanced nutrients. So we are encouraging farmers to start incorporating some inorganic fertilizers, the NPK granular, so that they supplement the organic manure that we have emphasized with the artificial fertilizer to balance off the balance of the nutrients. Or else we shall keep suffering negative nutrient balance, because we are harvesting more nutrients and putting less through the manures. So what do? We buy good ratios of manures, which are in ratios of 2 to 1 to 4 in the NPK ratios. They are there in the market in the ratios of 2 to 1 to 4. But the qualifier for addition of fertilizer in the garden is you must have added manure. If you have not added manure, it will leach. You see, scientifically, there is what we call cation exchange capacity. Yeah. So manure has high affinity to attract the fertilizer nutrients that are supposed to leach itself. It gets it and holds it for a long time. Literally, I can say that the fertilizer we are putting up is the food, and the manure that we have down is the plate. So when the food wants to drop, the plate holds it, and it holds it longer to be available for the plant. That's one of the best ways of good usage of manure for environmental conservation and for nutrient conservation, and as well for cost saving, because it gives you a long time of no addition. Remember, a banana is a perennial crop, so you cannot keep adding manure every 2 weeks or every season. So you want to add and spend like a year or two when the plantation is still nice. And the best way of doing it is incorporate organic and inorganic. We literally call it organic-inorganic interaction. So that's one of the ways of doing it right. There is the question that has been coming about why we tie the bananas here. You see, this is a mitigation for storm or for strong winds. When the winds come, they tend to swing the banana this side, and this part opens up, the teeth. When it's pushed this side, the other teeth opens up. When you tie it together, it goes together and comes together, and so it gets resistant to the winds. It can stay at least standing under minimal staking. But we encourage farmers to always do staking. So I was earlier telling you about the male bird, the rachis omukankana. This is the biggest pest, the heavy feeder on your banana. So if you do not remove it immediately, the banana is done, you lose about 30 to 40% of the total yield that you would have got from the banana. I know we've talked a lot. I've given you some small insight on what it takes to grow the banana. You know, this is just in a video. But to understand fully what it takes, it needs you to come for a training. Thank you very much.
Now I'm William Mwegombi, in charge of irrigation of this project, Badik. In Badik, we are practicing a lot of irrigation because we grow banana. And banana growing requires a lot of water. In fact, every stool you see, which has 3 plants, loses about 20 liters of water every day. That's a jerrycan, actually more than 20 liters. That means that every day it loses 20 liters. You have to replace that 20 liters, which it has lost. And we do it in our project by irrigating, adding water, which the plant has already lost. In our Uganda country, where we have a lot of water, 20% of Uganda is irrigation, and we really are depending on rain harvest or rain water. Farming is practically very hard. And with this climate change, inevitably Uganda will need irrigation. When you look at Busoga, where we are, where Busoga is surrounded by water, we don't know why our government should not wake up and consider irrigation important. Busoga, south of Busoga is Lake Victoria. North of Busoga is Lake Choga. East of Busoga is River Mpologoma. And west of Busoga is River Nile. But Busoga are crying poverty, growing sugarcane because they are not able to utilize the water that they have. So what we are trying to do is that we are trying to showcase that, please, if we have to go commercially, government really needs to invest a lot in irrigation. In Bushenyi, where we are, we have invested in irrigation. We are even extending our irrigation water to farmers in Bumbire come next financial year, which has started, to showcase government that if we have to go from subsistence to commercial farming, irrigation is one of the important aspects of farming. We are using the latest technology, which we call drip irrigation, which you will be seeing it performing in the plantation, to show that you can really, every plant, with drip irrigation, every plant needs drip water dripping on it every day to replace the irrigation water that that plant has lost in that very day. So you are looking at our plantation, it is able to survive the dry season because we are able to supplement water in the dry season, which the plant is not able or which is not available from rain. Let us now move and look at how drip system works. It maximizes the output because we're only sending water only to where the plant is. The rest of the garden remains dry, so you use very little water, but water which only goes to where the plant is. This way, we help the plant to get the water that the plant uses every day, and then we are able, as you can look at our some of our branches, to give water requirements, put the nutrients, which nutrients the plant takes those nutrients up through the water which you have provided to the plant. That's how we are able to mitigate our climate change by using the natural water which we now have all over Uganda, supplementing the rainfall, which is now very uncertain, and then a farmer will be able to go or to practice what we say commercial irrigation. And we only appealing to government to look into this area, that if farmers have to go away from subsistence to commercial, they also need to do and carry out irrigation. Thank you very much.
My name is Precious Akatwijuka, and I'm glad to take you through the value addition at PBID Badik. So at PBID Badik, we, like you have seen, we have irrigation and then plantation, and then finally we get the product from the plantation, which is a bunch of banana, and that bunch of banana is turned into various products like I'm going to show you. And we have processes that we go through to achieve these products, and I'll mainly talk about the two, that is turning the banana into banana flour, which is raw Tooke flour, and then instant Tooke flour. So we receive bananas at our production unit, which is the factory in Bushenyi. clean them up, and then if we are processing raw Tooke flour, which is this one, we'll get the banana, peel it, and then dry it when it is raw, and then mill it into fine flour, which is this particular flour. So this flour is used to make products of confectionaries or bakery products. We have cookies, like you'll see them, or you have seen them in the market. These cookies are from raw Tooke flour, which is this one. And then most of the bakery products, that is a scone like this, is also from raw Tooke flour. Tooke biscuits. Tooke biscuits, we have variety, like you can see here. You'll find them still on the market. Here in Uganda, anywhere you will go, either in a supermarket or a shop or any outlet, any shop, you'll find these. Then we also make Tooke bread. This is a very good product from banana flour. It's Tooke bread. It's very tasty, very nice, and with a reduced percentage of gluten. And apart from this Tooke flour, then we also have instant Tooke flour. Now, instant Tooke flour is from banana, but then when we receive the banana from the farmers, we clean it up, steam it, and then dry it. I'll take you through the processes of drying. We dry it, and then we mill it and get instant Tooke flour. We call this instant Tooke flour. Why? Because it can be made in an instant. So you get this particular portion of flour, get your hot water, and then pour hot water in a cup, or in a cup if you're making porridge, or a bowl if you're making a meal. This is a meal, but you can use the same flour for either porridge or meal. So if you're making porridge, you'll pour your porridge into water and then mix up until you get a thickness that you desire, and then you'll have your Tooke instant porridge. This porridge can be used for babies, it can be used for mature people, it can be used for anyone, and the good thing about it is that it's instant. So for as long as you have hot water, hot enough to make you tea, then you'll be able to have instant Tooke porridge or meal. Yeah, and the other products that we make from banana are Tooke crisps. This is a very, very healthy snack. You'll find it on the market and taste it, but it's just Tooke crisps. We receive banana, and then we take it through the process, and then we get very crunchy Tooke crisps. These are like any other crisps that you found on the market, but the special thing about them is that they are gluten-free. This is entirely gluten-free because this is real banana, all banana, 100% banana. And so for people who are struggling with maybe eating a snack that is made out of wheat flour, and you feel it's a problem because your stomach takes some time to digest it, it's best that you invest in this. You take this for yourself. It's very light, it will not make you so full, and yet it's very healthy for your body, for those who don't want to add weight, want to live healthy, don't want to struggle with digestion issues. That's the Tooke crisp snack. We have one without chili, and then we have one with chili. Then we also have Tooke buns. I talked about the bread, but then we also have Tooke buns. This is also a very, very healthy tea accompaniment for when you have tea as a family or as a group of friends or even a restaurant. You can actually invest in these buns, and it will be very healthy for your customers because it has a reduced percentage of gluten. And we also have mandazi. I understand the young people like to eat on these to take care of their hunger. These are also healthy because they have also a reduced percentage of gluten. So all of this is because the banana has been looked at as something valueless. But then when you look at this that I've shown you right now, you'll actually see that the banana is actually a commodity that can be used out there in the market. If you turn it into these products, that means you take a longer time with them compared to when the farmers have harvested bananas, and maybe during there are some seasons when bananas are ripening and then they feel this is not really an economical product. An economical product. But with this invention, with turning it into all these products, a farmer has hope that so much will come out of his garden. Now I'll take you through the drying processes. This banana that is turned into flour is dried using air drying. And so this air drying, we get water, heat it, and then turn it, use it to heat air, and then we blow hot air over these wet crisps or wet chips that are finally milled into flour. There are various ways of doing the heating. One, you can use the renewable energy, which is either bioenergy or hydropower. But in the event that you do not have hydropower, then you can invest in bioenergy. I'll show you through the bioenergy digester. So for the digester, we use banana peels, any form of bioenergy that you have at home, bio-waste that you have at home. This we call bio-waste to energy utilization. So if you have banana peels, if you have cow dung, you have your farmer, you have cows on your farm and you want to invest in energy or you want to utilize their waste, you can buy this and utilize it, and then you'll also get manure, which you will be able to invest in your garden. So it's almost a circular economy. Whereas the cows give you waste, you use them to get energy, and then you put the bio waste or the bio slurry back into your garden. It's a very, very healthy nutrient for your garden. After we have gotten the pulp, which we use to turn into flour, then there's that waste that remains, which is majorly, in our case, banana peels. So what do we do with banana peels? We get these banana peels, pulverize them or shred them into smaller size, like you can see here, and then we put them in a digester. We put them in a digester and then mix in some cow dung so that we balance the carbon to nitrogen ratio. What does this help us to achieve? This helps us to utilize the waste that would ideally, if we didn't do this, would just dump into the compost pits and then let them decompose, but that will produce greenhouse gases which are not favorable for the environment that we live in. So to do all that, to make a contribution to saving this environment, we get this banana waste, so many tons that we get, over 70 tons of waste that we get from our production area, shred it, mix it with cow dung. In this case, it's just a demonstration. Shred it with cow dung, mix it with cow dung, and then feed it into a digester. And then the digester does the digestion process, like you all know. The enzymes digest the bio-waste, and then eventually, after some time, we get biogas. What does this biogas help us to do at the plant? The biogas helps us to heat up the water, which I previously explained to you, that is used in the drying processes at the factory.
Welcome back on Farming the Future, and we believe agriculture is wealth. Margaret Baluka is my name, and we are here to present, we are here to dive into farming. Last time we were with the Commissioner Chayo, and today still she's going to be giving us some information from Minister of Agriculture. But I remember last time when we were discussing, there's a question I left her with. And today she's going to start from there, and I'll deliver more questions, the ones farmers have entrusted me with. Commissioner Chayo, you're most welcome. Please greet our viewers.
Margaret.
Yes.
And it's good to continue talking with you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I think I need to give a few highlights.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you then that the ministry has a mission and a vision.
Yeah.
And they are majorly to move subsistence farming into commercial agriculture. That is our mission. So that our farmers are able to compete and have sustainable agricultural production.
Yes.
to have a competitive, sustainable agriculture production.
Yes.
So, in line with this, the ministry was also provided with a directive. Was given 6 directives to ensure that our farmers out there actually benefit or understand better how they can move away from subsistence farming and move into commercial agriculture.
Yes.
And this I want our farmers to understand well. This starts with having a good quality stocking of seeds before you can do anything. That is the first thing that has to be handled. Seeds, seedlings, and stocking materials. This is the first area. How can they get all these good quality seeds and the rest of it? We have Narrow. Narrow does a lot of research. They do studies from time to time in the different types of seeds we have. When we are talking of seed here, we are not looking at crop alone. We are looking at seed in terms of livestock, fish, and crop. The seedlings, all of them, those are seeds. The fingerlings, those are seeds. That is in fish.
That is in fish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then the breeds in the livestock, those are seeds. Those are seeds.
Yes.
So seed is not only in crop.
In crop.
Seed is in crop, livestock, and fish.
Okay.
So you need quality seed for you to be able to have something that is good in your farm. Whether your farm is of livestock, whether your farm is for fish, or whether your farm is for crop, you need quality seed to start off with. So that is the priority number 1 for the ministry.
Yes.
And that's why we have the research. Narrow, NAGRIC handles issues of breed.
Of breeds.
Yes. Quality breeds. And Narrow is a very wide organization. They also handle a number of others.
Okay. Okay.
The second issue looks at issues of pests, vectors, and diseases.
And diseases.
There are a number of different diseases outside there that our farmers need to look at. Others are new, they just come on board. In the near future, we had, in the last few years back, we had the fall armyworm. The fall armyworm was, for example, a very new pest that farmers did not understand. It came from, it was in America. So we don't know how it jumped from America to come to this place. That means controlling this pest in the farmer's field is an issue. It had to take a number of technical people to go and teach the farmers how they can put the chemicals in the funnel of the maize plant, for example, for the pest to eat and then die. But as we talk today, most farmers now know what to do, how they can control the fall armyworm. It devastated our maize very badly. But we have many other sicknesses, even in livestock, even in fish. So the issue of pest, vector, and diseases are very important for the sector. We need our farmers to understand this and be able to address them. If they can control all this, then they are good to go ahead. And that's why we have departments of like crop protection, crop inspection. Inspection is to check.
So how do they
Inspection and
work?
certification.
How they work? These extension workers, how they work on the ground to help our farmers? Just like you said, we have a small number, but how do they work towards this challenge?
That's why the other time I told you that we need our farmers to be in groups. If the farmers are in groups, they're easier to handle even for the extension workers. Where there are challenges of pests, vectors, and diseases, it is easily addressed by the extension worker. In the districts, they have livestock, crop, fisheries, entomologists, all those in the district under protection, under production department. So these are the people who go down to the farmers, from district to sub-county to parish level. They have staff to that level. And these are the people who interact on day-to-day activity with our farmers. So they are with our farmers. And where there are challenges, they quickly get to the ministry. And all these technical people we are talking about can get in touch with them and they see how to address those issues. So our second area of concern was pest diseases and vector control. The third area is on irrigation and mechanization. You will agree with me that there has been a lot of challenges of prolonged dry spell. And sometimes you see the farmers lost everything. And it is really very devastating and painful. If you are a farmer and you see all your crop goes to waste, and you see your animal is dying because it cannot drink water, it is really, really painful. So these are areas that the ministry also looks into. Of late, the ministry has been giving out a number of tractorization to our farmers, to groups of farmers, not individual farmers.
Not individual farmers.
Organized groups of farmers.
But also our farmers have a misconception about the groups. Some have not been educated well. People think when they join these groups, they want to be taken. They want to be like they want to use
for free.
Yes.
It is not necessarily that. I think we misunderstand the concept of having farmer groups.
Yeah.
Maybe because politics probably came in and disorganized the aspect of farmer groups or association or the cooperatives.
Yeah.
But I know years back we had good, strong associations that made a big difference. The problem we have today probably is they come in because they want something to benefit now and forget about it. But if you have a farmer group that have come in to ensure that their group is strong and they benefit from each other and they are able to sell their things in a good market way, then farming becomes grouping becomes a good thing. I'm sorry about that. If the farmers are in group, let me repeat this. Coming together as a group help these farmers in very many ways. I don't believe in giving things for free. But once they're in group, they will be able to benefit from each of the group members. Because each of these members understand differently and probably has got a specialty. So they will understand from each other. Once they're in a group, they're able to aggregate everything they've produced together. And you have a big bulk and sell together as a team.
So you can ease the market. Yeah.
You have a better negotiating power because you have the bulk. In agriculture, when you have bigger bulk, the more you have, the more money you get. Money is in quantity and quality. And when you're doing it together as a group, your quality, the standard is up. Definitely, the money will be better. So you cannot easily be swept away to do other things. You have a focus. You have a reason to be in that group. So grouping in farming is a very good thing to do. And once you go there with a focus, you will make a difference. So the government is promoting that even now. In most of the projects that's ongoing, you have to be in the group. And whatever the government gives you is at a cost sharing. It's not for free. That means each member of the group contributes an amount, maybe 20, maybe 25, and then the bigger one is paid by the government.
Okay.
That takes us to our issue of irrigation and mechanization.
Yes.
Sometimes we have rivers passing via our farms. But
even rain, there's wind, heavy rains come.
But we do not have the knowledge
to harvest the money,
and
to harvest the water.
Store it somewhere and probably use it. So these are areas where the government comes in to provide capacity to see how can we harvest the rainwater. How can we use the river or the water body that is near us?
The swamps near us.
Benefit us. So that was the third issue that the government is looking at. Then the fourth one comes in as educating farmers. So the government has taken that really head on, that the farmers need to be educated. The community need to be educated.
Enlightened.
What is it that they want to know? So we have to mobilize them to come and understand and then be able to do things right. So farmer education and mobilization, or rather mobilization and education, is another issue that the government has taken it up very seriously. That is the fourth area. The fifth one is the government needs to work with the large-scale farmers. We have not very many large-scale farmers, but these large-scale farmers can help the government. When the government supports them, then they can work with the small-scale farmers that are near them to empower them. The small-scale farmers can produce what the large-scale farmers are producing. And with support from this large-scale farmer, because most of them, they have the equipment, they have the machinery, they have the technical expertise. So this same can be used to help the small-scale farmers around them. So the government can invest in this man who already has something, and then that one also help to support the farmers that are near them to probably produce similar enterprise like them, so that they provide market for the
small-scale farmers.
And then the last one.
Okay, it's okay.
The last one is, it was a strategic intervention on fisheries and aquaculture.
Okay.
You know, fish and aquaculture, fish has been giving us good money for the country. And that is an area we need to develop more. Many times people run to the lakes to pick the fish that is there given to us by God. But we can farm fish. We can farm fish by putting ponds, by putting cages, and by doing a number of other activities.
Okay.
So aquaculture is farming fish. But the other one is capturing fish that is in the wild. When you go to the lake,
But
you
you're
are
not
capturing.
sure
You
whether
do not
you've
put
taken the
there.
one that is pregnant, that is about to lay more fish.
You just pick them.
Yes.
It is from the wild. But farming fish is where you focus on your farming. You dig your fish pond, you put the fingerlings there, you give it food, and the fish grow up, and then you know how many fish you have. You know what fish you want to go and sell.
And what time
You
you
have
should harvest,
control
that you should
over this
harvest.
one. But the ones in the wild, you have no control. So these are the 6 areas that the government is focusing the country on. If we can work within here, then you find that we are almost moving in the right direction.
Okay.
And we'll be addressing the mission of the ministry.
The ministry.
To move the farmers from subsistence going to
commercial.
agriculture.
Yeah, it's you are doing a very great job, but I have this problem that before even farmers think of complaining, I'm looking at the other point you brought, that you're working with the large-scale farmers to help the small-scale farmers to work together, and they produce for a better offer, a larger market. But you'll find that some of these small-scale farmers are having issues with the big-scale farmers. Some of them think these people want to take over their gardens, want to take over their crops. And the other problem is in the grouping.
Margaret, that is why we have the farmer education.
Okay.
We need to talk to people. We need to let them know what we are doing. Even if you're going to work with the large-scale farmer,
yes,
it is very important that you talk to the people around you.
Yeah.
Why do you want to do what you are doing?
Okay.
Definitely every farmer wants to have a mechanization system. So if the large-scale farmer has, why can't I work with this large-scale farmer to benefit from his or her mechanization equipment that they have?
Yes.
If they can give me market for my produce. As a small farmer, I cannot sell my produce anywhere. So if I can get market there, why can't I work with them to ensure that I benefit from the market that it has, you know? So everything, I think, is about mobilizing the farmers and educating them on what it is that we need to do. So probably our approaches should matter a lot on what we are undertaking. Definitely, if you just come and say, I want to do this, if I've not understood you, I may think you want to grab my land.
Yes.
But if we are in agreement, why not? Most times, these large-scale farmers, they have an agreement with the small-scale farmers around them.
Yes.
We have seen this happen already in a number of places. If you go to Noya, you go to Amoro, we have very large-scale farmers that side.
Yes, at
And
least I've been
definitely-
in Noya.
Yes, in those areas at least, you'll find that the smaller farmers that are around them, they have benefited from the large-scale farmers near them, especially if you're having the same enterprise with the large-scale farmer. So it is doable. It is something that really works. It does work. So these are areas where applicable. Why don't we promote that? So, because when you say, I want government to do it for me, who is the government to do that for you? If we all ask ourselves, who is a government?
Yeah, we
The
are
government is you and
yeah.
me. We are the government. If we do it right, the government does it right.
Yeah.
If we make a mistake, the mistake is the government will have made a mistake. So we all have to come together, work with the farmers together, and make sure that we do it right. It is for our own benefit. The government doesn't do anything for themselves. They do it for all of us.
For all of us.
That's why we want the subsistent farmer to move away from that. And you become a commercial farmer. You should be able to earn money. Your life must change. Your child should go to a good school. Your child should feed well. Eh?
Yes.
Food and nutrition security should not leave your house. Income, money should be there. You shouldn't worry about all these small things. So if you do it right, we can achieve something. So there has to be a beginning somewhere. And definitely I believe we can start. We may not all start together, but we can start somewhere.
Okay, thank you so much. But also, I've come to realize that farmers are complaining about seeds. You say seeds are not in crops only, but let's look at the crops. You realize that for you, let me look at maize. You realize for someone to plant maize currently, you have to go back to the shop to buy the seed, whereby these seeds are not replanted.
Replanted.
Yes, they are not replanted. As Minister of Agriculture, how are we handling that issue?
I don't think there's a problem with that really. Sometimes we put words in farmers' mouths. Sometimes we go to tell them, this is not good. They are cheating you. They don't want you to replant your own seeds. You can replant the seeds, all the seeds if you want. Nobody has stopped you.
Okay.
You brought in an example of maize. There are so many maize varieties. I actually don't qualify to talk about all of that in detail. But a lot of work has been done by NARO to produce different varieties of seed, of maize seed. Why do they keep bringing them? I may not have a direct answer to that. But when we look carefully, there are lots of things happening today. The environment is changing one way or the other.
Yes.
Our soils are no longer as fertile as it used to be. Some 10, 20 years, 30 years back.
Yeah.
The number of population is gone up. The area we are farming in is becoming smaller and smaller. That means we need to do something better. Pest diseases are coming because of the global warming, because of climate change. So research comes on board when we are complaining. There are diseases in maize. What do? We run to NARO. What is this? How do we go about it? Then they go and look at it. This disease can be handled like this. This particular one, if we do like this, if we do this, then we come up with. They can probably give us as variety that if you plant, then that particular disease will not affect the seed. So a new variety will come in. So if you plant this, it will not be affected by that particular disease. It does not mean that the ones we used to plant there, you should not plant it again, it will not grow. It will grow. but some of them
May
are
not
very
yield.
susceptible to the diseases of the current situation.
Mm.
So they tell you that this is better. They don't tell you don't grow this. No. They tell you this is a better variety. You are free to make a choice. You can go back and you said, for me, I don't want to go back from my grandfather's thing. Those were the only ones I want. Keep your seeds and keep growing. Others have better yield because the population keeps on growing. They said, okay, this is a bigger population. How can we improve production of this particular type of crop?
Okay.
Then there were those things called oba nalongo, it produces 2 or 3. Said, okay, if I plant nalongo, I will be able to get double what I used to get there. It is upon you to make a choice. I don't want this one which gives me double. I want the other one which has color of my grandfather. You have a choice to make.
It's up to you.
Nobody is pushed, nobody is forced.
Yes.
But we are giving you options that this one, when you plant, you get so much. When you plant this, you get so much. When you plant this, you get so much. Which one do you want? If you use this when it is after harvesting, you go and buy again and you do that. Which one do you want? If I can get 3 times as much, why don't I go and buy that seed?
Yeah, because
Is it the
still
same
your
thing
money
with
will
the
come
planting?
out.
Thank you very much. And that's why we say we want to move away from subsistent farming just for the stomach,
For the stomach.
and go to commercial. If I want to do commercial, how do I do it? I need quality seed that will give me high yield.
High yields.
I don't want one which will not give me what I need. Because I have to go to the market. What am I going to sell? So those are the issues. So we need to guide farmers. Farmers need a lot of help. That's why we have the farm education, farmer mobilization and education element in our focus areas.
Okay. Rest TV is here to present to you and to teach you, guide you, especially for my viewers of Farming the Future and Agriculture is Wealth. We are here to teach you and bring the right information that you need. Minister of Agriculture is working very hard, is working to see that they see you move from subsistence farming to commercial agriculture. And we are with the Commissioner Achayo. So Commissioner Achayo, thank you so much for all the information that you've presented to our farmers. And I'm requesting for your last words.
Thank you, Margaret. I'm very happy that we have had opportunity to talk. I want to tell our farmers out there that the ministry is here for you. Whenever you have any challenges, go to the nearest production extension officers near to you. Because I cannot tell you, come to the ministry. No, that will not be practical. Move to the nearest extension officer if you're in the district, wherever you are. We have municipalities, the production officers are there. We have town councils, the extension officers are there. Please do get in touch with them. They will help you. Many times we suffer with the challenges and we don't know where to go. Those people are there for you. In terms of fish, livestock, crop, entomology, even water for agriculture production. Please do get in touch with them. But I also want to give assurance to the team I'm with here that the ministry has got quite a number of technical people.
Yes.
And if it is allowed, we can continue talking to these technical people to provide technical issues that our farmers want to hear.
Thank you.
All the challenges that the farmers have, these people will provide responses to.
Thank you.
And I want to thank all of you for having that opportunity and interest to come and to share with us. We have an open door policy. You come, we will definitely be able to work with you.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for watching Rest TV. We were with Commissioner Achayo, and I have realized that the Minister of Agriculture is working so hard to make sure that they reach these services to you. And they want our country to move as much as we want. But because some farmers are a bit ignorant or they're not putting a key eye on some of the things, we fail to give the right production in our in our crops and animals we are dealing with. So right now we are coming to the end of our program, and I promise you, she has promised herself that she's going to be guiding us and leading us to other commissioners that we shall be sharing, and they'll give you more details. Today we have only looked at the key points, but as we keep on sharing with the other commissioners, they're going to be giving us the right information you need as a farmer so that you can shift from subsistence farming to commercial agriculture. Thank you so much. Margaret Baluka is my name. Thank you for watching Grace TV. See you next time.